Here with another live video. Be sure to check out our Curzio Research YouTube page. You'll find all of these, a lot more content there. Be sure to subscribe. The name of this video is Here's Why Bitcoin is Going to 100,000, and that could just be the beginning. Now, when we look at Bitcoin here, let's break it down. So the big news here was Tesla. Tesla invested $1.5 billion. We saw MicroStrategy probably has over $3 billion in it at the current price. But look at the stock price of these companies. If you're looking 3 months, this is MicroStrategy, over $1,000 now. Just want to show you these moves. I mean, we're looking at 3 months ago, it was 200. It's over 1,000. I mean, just look at the last month. And a lot of this has to do with Bitcoin. You're looking at companies like, let's go PayPal. PayPal's another one that is vested in Bitcoin and has a lot to do with Bitcoin. So look at the, I mean, if you look at the stock price and where it's going, another good Bitcoin company. If you're looking at Square, and believe me, I'm getting to something here, right? So you look at Square, and Tesla went up today. Look where Square is, this massive move, right? This is just past couple of days. This is a month chart. But when you're looking at Bitcoin and where it's going, it could easily hit 100,000. I know a lot of people have been talking about this, but I don't think anyone put numbers behind it, where you're seeing more companies use that cash balance to jump into Bitcoin. Why wouldn't you if you're going to get this premium? I mean, you're looking at probably a stock that is up at least 300% simply because they went into Bitcoin, right? Because they use some of that cash balance going to Bitcoin. That's MicroStrategy. So why wouldn't you do that, right? You're going to see more companies do this. But let's put this in perspective, because you're looking at companies where it's a different world. It's a zero interest rate world. You have your cash sitting in nothing. You can't invest it in bonds. You're going to earn negative returns. So they want to own something else. What could they own? And gold is an option, maybe, but Bitcoin's becoming more and more of an option. Now, why is that such a big deal? Because there's $2.5 trillion, this is according to S&P Global, sitting on the balance sheets of the S&P 500 companies. And that's in short-term instruments as well, but cash, $2.5 trillion, $2.5 trillion. So let's say if these companies mandate, and you notice how more and more of these companies are mandating that they put maybe 1% or 2%, 5% of their assets into alternative asset classes, right? We're seeing that come out a lot, especially with the, recently, right, after the election. If you look at just 1% of that $2.5 trillion, I mean, you're looking at $25 billion, which is a lot of money. You're looking at 2% is $50 billion, right? So let's take a look at Bitcoin really quick, and I'll show you why this is such a big deal. I'm going to bring this up right here. All right, just got to bring up the market cap here. So if you're looking at Bitcoin, where it is at 44,000, it's around an $800 billion market cap. So 50 billion is significant, right? I mean, that's 6% that's going in there, right? And 25 billion would be 3% every year constantly going into this company. Now, there's another thing that you need to know, which is important here. And I'm going to bring this one up here. Well, let me show you. I'll bring this up. I'll go through this with you, because when you look at the cash balances, that's one thing, right? That's what everyone's looking at, like cash balances and where they are. But when you're looking at it as a whole, I don't know if I have to bring it up or not, but if you're looking at, I checked the cash flow of the company that's generated the most free cash flow in the S&P 500, right? And you totaled it. It's about 350 companies that are in a positive, but that number is absolutely enormous. It is over $1 trillion in free cash flow generated this year. That is a pretty crazy number considering, and here, I'll bring it up here on my Capital IQ platform so you guys can see it. But you look at this is Apple. This is even more than that, because if you're really doing it in calendar year, it's more like 80 billion, but $66 billion, right? 12 months, 55 billion for Berkshire. AT&T, if these guys invest just 1% or 2% of their free cash flow, now that's where things get interesting. So it's not just people looking at the cash balances and what if you threw 1%, 2%. It's the massive, massive amount of cash flow that these companies are generating. With COVID cases down 60% from their highs, the whole world is going to reopen. You're seeing that trade in oil. You're seeing it in financials. This is going to result in an explosion in free cash flow for a lot of these companies as business gets greater, and they're going to take some of that cash. It's not just the cash balances to look for, but look at the cash flow, because companies are really getting rewarded, putting even a little bit in Bitcoin, and that is definitely not priced into the stock, and that's why you're seeing it at all-time highs. It has a shot to go a lot higher. So I'm Frank Curzio. Once again, be sure to check out our Curzio Research YouTube page, and as always, I'll be back to you guys soon. Take it easy.